true.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the beautiful transgenders, shapeshifters, league ruiners, taxi squad hoarders, and waiver wire degenerates of the fantasy world. The Dynasty Dicks are back in the mix and ready to offend you and most of your family, too. We're raw, unfiltered, and ready to get into it tonight on the show. We got John 323, and if you don't know,
did it change the name?
What's it say?
326.
326.
I picked up 3 orphans.
You picked up 3 orphans. 326 teams this man has. If you need fantasy advice, if you've been in a situation in your fantasy league, this guy has seen it.
Probably. Maybe.
When did you pick up these teams? In the past month?
The 3? Yeah. They're just people abandoning teams, not responding, and people like, hey, and so they always know I'll take it without even looking. Well, actually, 1 or 2 of them, 1 for sure, maybe 2. Hold on, let me start that over so I don't get the chuckle in there. The commission of a bunch of leagues died, so I took his teams in other leagues, like 1 or 2 of them. Yeah, like.
Wait a minute.
So,
the commissioners died.
The commissioner of a group of leagues passed away. And so I was helping there, just organize, just do what I could to help. I didn't want to run it or anything. And then they said, hey, we got these other leagues. We just take teams and just run them out. And so, yeah, that's fine. So actually one of them's like 12-1. I was like, I take them without looking. I don't care. I like the opportunity to build, the challenge. I have one that went 0-28 last year, because they play against the median. So you have 2 wins each week. I got my 3rd win this week, 2nd year. I'm like, come on, 3 and 23. I'm like, we're growing.
I will say this, being with you in that one sleeper league, and you were behind me, I was like 4th or 5th, and you were like 6th or 7th, and you were like, yo, I need players to buy to go on a run. And I'm just like, what? But I think you're in the playoff hunt now.
Which league is that?
That's Stump the Schwab, which was a great show, by the way, if you've never seen it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have to win. Oh, God. Oh, where was this?
My kid.
Your kid, he found it? Oh, that's so. Oh, look.
I can't see that, man.
You can't see that?
I see feathers.
Hair.
Yeah,
I cut my hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my wife was like, hey, let's go something different. I'm like, all right, I love you. You're hot. So, yeah, Stump the Schwab. I think I have to win to get in or get help. But yeah. Yeah, no, and that's my thing. I'm a stubborn, I don't give up. And it may cost me some players here, there, some draft picks here, there. But I generally don't care because I'd rather fight, because once you get in the playoffs, anything goes. And it's never it's not always the 1 or 2 seed. It's the hot team coming in. So if I'm 3 games out with 4 to go and I sneak in the playoffs, you don't want to play me. Who wants to play the Texans right now in the playoffs? That defense is going to fuck you up. Right?
Yes.
And so you think about the hot team, and I'm going to tell you right now, the Cowboys sneak in, nobody's going to want to play them because it's going to be their defense, and they're already hot on offense. Right?
I don't know if it's going to be about their defense, but it's definitely going to be about their offense.
No, hold on. The defense is starting to step up because of the additions they made. I don't want to give Jerry credit, but whoever organized those, and I'm just saying, if they make it in, they've got a tough road. And the other thing, we dealt with this last year with the Bengals, and we may deal with it again this year. They're only 2 games out of the division, right? And they got to play their whole division pretty much. They got to play Buffalo this week, which will be interesting. But what I'm saying is, you don't want to see the hot team coming in. And that translates into fantasy. I've seen it for years where the 5 and 6 seed come in hot, barely sneak in and run the table.
Yes. Especially now, like if you're in the hunt right now and you had Joe Burrow,
Yeah, thank you. You just got
and
hotter.
now he's back.
Yeah.
Like, even though he's injured, he might be a league winner.
What
He
about
might
McLaurin?
just,
Look what McLaurin just did against Denver. Exactly. I mean, and where's fantasy won a lot of times? Garbage time. How many leagues are won in garbage time? Right, and that's what I'm saying. It's not. No, they don't care as much about that bye as much as they care about getting into the playoffs healthy. That's the way the league is. That's why Godwin's another one that could be a league winner. Right? Bucky Irving. Right? And so you get into this, and I've seen it for years. And what it really, before I kind of went full-fledged out of commissioning and into just taking on orphans and building and stuff, I had 15 leagues I commissioned, and I think it was, and I got to remember, like 10 or 11 or 12 of them were won by 5 or 6 seeds. Like it was like some gaudy number. Like there were only 2 or 3 1 or 2 seeds that won it, and there were most of them were like I mean it was 8 or 9. I'd have to go back and look. I had the number somewhere, and I was like, "That's insane." And then you go back and look, and it's the hot team coming in, and some of those guys weren't even in the playoff mix 2 or 3 weeks earlier, and they just do. And that combined with my stubborn, I don't like to lose attitude. I literally just got called out for. I thought you were buying in this league, and I sold because I can't get into the playoffs unless I overtake a guy by like 300 points. I'm like, well, I might as well sell and prepare for next year. I'm not gonna. I mean, we just got 2,000 points. That's 180. I'm not gonna outscore him by 300, right? I'm like, well, because he goes, well, I knew you weren't gonna make it. I'm like, that's one league. Shut up. And I just think that I'm just stubborn like that, right? And it serves me well in a lot of areas, but I do miss draft picks or players and deals because I won't sell when everybody else thinks I should sell. They're like, you're 2 and 6. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm 2 games out of a playoff spot, and there's still 6 weeks to go. Like, no, I don't know. I tell you, it's a fun learning experience when you look at it from that perspective.
No, and I agree. Like, as a winning team that was 8-4, or in those median type leagues where I'm like 13-11, and I've got a good squad, but I don't think I can win it all. But I'm in the playoffs if it started today.
Yeah.
Even then, it's time to sell. Like, if you just know.
Well, if you look and you have no depth, right? You look at your if your wide receiver 1 is something like Trey Tucker, which is a decent receiver, but he can't be your 1. He's got to be your 3 or 4. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah. So what's your team name in this one? The one you were talking about?
I think it's Najee Germany.
Bro, you're in.
I am in, but I don't have a team that I think is going to win, and I've been trying to sell.
And then that's a bad idea because anything can happen in the playoffs. And if you look at your matchups, which I haven't done, number one, you got Pickens. That dude's lighting it up. Pierce is good. Pittman's fine. Genty, they throw them a ball out, even though he's not doing what we want him to do. That's because
Genty ain't doing shit, dude.
But that's not his fault. He's the most hit behind the line of scrimmage running back.
It might not be his fault, but it's a consequence to my team.
You have Franklin, you have Keenan Allen. Those are all okay. Let's look at your bench. Well, okay. Here's part of your problem is JJ McCarthy and Cam Ward. That's your problem. But here's the thing: you only need healthy players. And does Garrett Wilson come back? That'd be a big help, right? We don't know about that. That's tricky. So I get it. I'm looking at your bench here,
and I'm like, and have Malik Neighbors that's injured for the whole year.
Yeah, Chris. Well, yeah, Mason Taylor, which can help, but he's got to perform. And so here's the thing, though. Your team also, you only need a healthy roster plus a couple. for the playoffs. 2 or 3 games. That's it. Right? So you don't have to have immense depth to win a title once you're in the playoffs. You just have to have a good starting lineup that generally stays healthy. So in your world, I would say you need a quarterback, unless I think Cam Ward's coming along, but he's still got a long way to go. In your world, I mean, Ramondre and Rodriguez, I think you're okay on running backs. But you could probably leverage one of those. If you found a big three, quarterback, running back, receiver that you could grab to bolster it, you're dangerous. That's what I'm saying. This is the problem with Dynasty, and I will ride this train till I die. People go so hard build or so hard compete, they miss so much in the middle. Do I agree that this team as it sits might be not do well in the playoffs? Yeah, you're missing a super flex quarterback. It's going to be Cam Ward because JJ's shit and he's not even healthy again, right? And your depth is pretty soft, but all of these guys. Well, and then Sean Tucker just went back to the 3-back that fast. We didn't know. We had no idea what Bucky was going to do. We spent all year wondering, right? But I'm telling you, is it worth 2 or 3 draft picks next year to get a big 3 because someone's selling and they're so pissed off that they had a shit year, they sell cheap. Now you've got a decent quarterback, maybe a Bryce Young who's hit or miss or whatever, but he's had 2 big games, right? And you get a Christian Watson who's doing pretty well right now, and a running back you have Rodriguez, but something like that, right? Or a Tyrone Tracy or something. That starts to, and if the matchups favor that move, then because usually when you win a league, that'll fund your next 5 or 6 leagues. Then you can really build, but people like to tear down and build. And they like to kill running backs after 4 years. I'm like, bro, ride that running back as long as you can. And let people bitch that you don't sell him. Because you can build around him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. But I always, if you're at a point where you're like, yes, I can see the standings, the teams above me and I've got Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen should be a guy that you should be trading. If it's for a second, for a third.
Not if you're in the playoffs. I'm not trading away anybody if I'm in the playoffs. Here's what, unless I have the depth. Because anything goes. Now, do you get in there and tank out in the first round? You might. But you're in the playoffs. You're not going to bolster your draft position at all. You'll get another pick, but it's a weak draft class anyway.
You're very true.
Right? So why not go in there, set your best lineup, and what if the other guy tanks? What if the other guy has a Bryce Young and a 6-pointer? You know what I mean? I just think you only got to win 3 games. And really, you only got to win this game. And then if you get into the Final 4, you're guaranteed to compete for money, assuming they pay 3. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And usually if you finish 3rd, so you got to win 1 or 2 games to break even, and you didn't cost anything. You still got your draft picks, and you still got some players you can figure out. Does Keenan Allen retire after this year? Maybe. But was it worth it? I think so. Better than losing the entry fee. I don't know. I think this one, I think this lineup is a great example of finding the right deal. What's the trade deadline in this one? Is it this week?
I think it's already passed.
It was 12, yeah. So this is a really good example of going left to right. If you're not in the playoffs and you're not going to make the playoffs, yeah, easy to sell. But if you're already in the playoffs and there's no trade deadline yet, right? Then I'm never selling. No. My guys are staying healthy. Not to mention injuries are a dime a dozen. As long as they don't happen to you. I don't know. I'm super passionate about this staying in the middle as long as I can. As
Yeah.
long as I can.
Let's move down to
Yeah, go
first
ahead. Sorry,
down
sorry. I love this. I
tonight
love
with
this shit. Go for it.
some hot sports news. We have Elijah Moore, the former second round pick that was on the New York Jets and went to the Cleveland Browns and escaped both those teams and was on the questionable Bills squad, and he's been waived and picked up by the Denver Broncos.
And
He
he'll
signed to
do
their
it. He'll do exactly there what he's done everywhere else.
maybe, but with Denver Broncos, they have, and I'm a Denver Bronco
Yeah. No, I love that. I
fan.
love that hoodie.
Franklin, who's surprised this year, has become borderline 1A, 1B with Cortland Sutton this year as far as targets in that offense. And Mims is really the one that's got to look over his shoulder with Elijah Moore. I think Elijah Moore runs better routes than Mims. I think Mims is definitely the better kick returner and punt returner, as he made the Pro Bowl many times. But we'll see. I mean, if
it's Elijah, it's 87 teams he's been on, and he's still bouncing around. That many teams don't know what to do with the guy.
Well, Sean Payton took in Treylon Burks, and he said no. And then Treylon Burks went to Commanders, and he just made the catch of the year that we're going to be talking about later. He said no. It's probably because of a character.
Bingo, locker room. That's what I got. That's what you got to figure. If you, I mean, you just listed 3 teams here. Where did he start? Where did Elijah Moore start? Was it Cleveland?
He started in Cleveland, especially when Jerry Jeudy went out. He was money last year.
But it was his career started in Cleveland? I think so.
No, he was with the Jets. He started with the Jets.
I want to find out because...
And then he went to Cleveland.
The Jets aren't a fair, right?
I mean, if you're a receiver and you're on the Jets or Cleveland, your quarterback fucking blows. Fucking blows. For I don't know how many years we can go back. Cleveland Browns and the New York Jets, your quarterback sucks ass. Next, Adam Thielen just got released from the Vikings.
He has to be released.
He's going to the Steelers. Now, the Steelers, I think Trevon Austin is their number 2 wide receiver. Calvin Austin, that's right. I think Thielen has a chance. I don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers, if he's going to be back soon, but
he is back. Yeah, he's back. He's healthy. He has no question, no tag. But
immediate play time.
I love Thielen. He doesn't have anything left in the tank. And what he said was he asked Minnesota to release him so he could go play for a team that has a chance to go in the playoffs. Of all the teams, Pittsburgh, come on.
Well, if you look at that division, the leader in the division is the Baltimore Ravens, who started 1-5. Didn't they 1-4?
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is
they're 6-6, 6-6, and the Steelers are 6-6. Who's gonna? And the Browns.
No, the Bengals are only 2 games out.
4-8, 5-8. Who's going to take that division?
So check this. I told the guy before last week, go put money on the Bengals to win the division. They were plus 4,000. They're now plus 4. They're now plus 1,400.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, it's that division here. And guess who plays this week? All the Bengals have to do is get by Buffalo. That's going to be a tough one, and it's a tough road to hoe. But here's the thing: Baltimore and Pittsburgh play this week.
Yes,
Cincinnati just about controls their own destiny. If they could win out, they go. But what I'm saying about Thielen, though, is you know what this tells me? That was the best team that offered him a spot. That's what it tells me.
As far as playing time goes, sure.
Or as far as, well, I don't even know if it's playing time. I think he just wants a ring or what something. Because what you made it sound like is he wanted a chance to win a ring. I'm like, really? Come on. I mean, the Steelers. Are they gonna? What are they? I mean, are you scared of the Steelers in the playoffs? No.
Well, he went from Carolina, then he went to Minnesota, and JJ. He's
He
only
was,
played 6 games, but
yeah, and Thielen had one decent game. And when Addison came back, Thielen was. I don't understand that Steelers thing. It just doesn't align with what he said he wanted.
well, there's nobody there other than DK.
But Thielen can't stay on the field. I don't know. I just I don't know. I mean,
Switch,
I give more credit for the Elijah Moore thing. Why? Because I trust Sean Payton.
yes.
I trust Sean Payton.
If Sean wants him, there's a vision,
Yeah.
there's a plan, there's
Yeah.
something there. Switching to NBA, Giannis has taken all the Bucks stuff from his social media, from his ex, from everything. He swiped it. The Bucks have sucked this year.
Well, that's because they don't build around him. They don't. I mean, they don't. It's a small market team. I mean, and I know there's a CBA in place to manage the money aspect, but it's still a small market team. And they got their one ring. They have an all-world player in Giannis, who is an all-world player. But have you been to Milwaukee?
Have I been there?
Yeah.
Never.
There you go. You know, I've been there. It's just an hour north of Chicago. And there are good people in Wisconsin. Milwaukee's just not the typical destination people want to go to.
No, nobody wants to go there except who's the center they just got from Indiana?
Fuck,
What's his name? God damn it.
I don't know basketball as well, so that's a weak spot for me.
I can't remember his name.
But
that's the only place that he would go to.
That's so funny. Maybe he wanted to play with Giannis or something. I don't know. Or maybe he had family there. And that's really what it boils down to is like scrubbing your social media. Maybe he just doesn't want to hear about it right now. I don't know. I mean, who cares? Social media is the devil.
Or maybe he's trying to put pressure on the front office
To trade him.
You got to do something because we're sitting here like 9-16. We're not even in the play-in right now, and we're the Milwaukee Bucks with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, good luck. I can't even say that. I guess, does he have a brother in the league or something, or a brother that's playing somewhere?
Yeah, his brother's there. His brother's on the same team with him.
Oh, is he? Yeah, I saw him a clip with him the other day.
Yeah, he's just a hype man. Like, put him in and he fights somebody. Another blockbuster trade. The Mavericks get LaMelo Ball. The Lakers would get Klay Thompson and Daniel Gafford. And the Hornets would get Rui Hachimura, Zach Vincent, or something Vincent, Dalton Connect, and Max Christie, along with the first-round draft pick that came from the Lakers to the Mavericks in the Luka trade. As a Laker fan, I don't want no part of this because Klay can't shoot threes as well as Rui. Klay is going to be off the bench and getting 15 minutes a game.
I didn't know. Yeah, I think Rui's the deal killer, actually. I mean, that's...
Now, I do think the Lakers need to make a move because their defense is not up to par with Rui and LeBron and Austin and Luca in the starting lineup. They don't guard screens well. They can't stay with their defender. But Rui is shooting like 40 something, 43% from three, catch and shoot.
Yeah, I watched the Mavericks and Lakers the other night, and it was a fun game to watch. It was a pretty good game. I think it was one of the President's Cup games, and it was fun to watch. Um, and Rui, I think he's no, he's not going anywhere. I think he's a deal killer. Like in this, like they, and I mean, it's like when we trade in fantasy. It's like, yeah, that guy's staying, or you're going to pay me. You know, I really do. I just think he's kind of a fan favorite, team favorite guy.
Yeah, kind of, but he can be traded, definitely.
Here I can.
Ask Luca.
Shut up. You know I'm a Mavericks fan, right? Still pissed.
Ask Luca. Anybody can be traded. Let's see, what's next?
Zion. Shocker.
Zion. Yeah, Zion is out per Shams he's out with a right abductor strain. Out indefinitely. He's averaging 28 points per game for every 10 games he's healthy this year. What's going on with Zion? He lost all that weight too. He lost all that weight. What's an abductor strain? Where's that at?
Google knows everything, my wife says. What?
They just
an abductor.
They need to trade Zion. They need to trade the dude they got from the Hawks.
Oh, it's in the hip. There's a couple of muscles that move a limb or body part away from the body's midline. So like hip, thigh, the butt.
Just trade him away.
Yeah,
trade him to the Golden State Warriors.
Nobody's gonna want him.
Somebody's gonna want him.
There are abductors all over the body, fingers and toes, arms.
He's done, bro.
No, he was done.
He's done.
He got into the league. It's a waste. In terms of the league, I'm sure that he's a nice guy or whatever, but he's in terms of professional sports, he's a waste of space.
Treylon Burks, he got waived from the Titans. He got signed by the Commanders, and he maybe has made the catch of the year. If you saw the Denver Broncos versus the Commanders this past night.
So there were 3 catches this weekend. Did you see Brock Bowers? His little one-hander, how the hell he got that off the ground in the end zone? And then Puka? And then Treylon? I'm like, dear God. And it's funny because the weekend when they did the top 10 on SportsCenter, they were 3-2-1. They gave Treylon number 1, Puka number 2, and Brock Bowers 3. I'm like, that's about right. I mean, by far, that was as close to Odell's catch as we've seen. That was sick. It just wasn't as long of a throw. But yeah, that was filthy.
If you were like a tanking team, a rebuilding team, and Treylon Burks, I've picked him up everywhere. I traded last year. I remember I traded DK Dobbins last year, and I got Zach Ertz. I got Zach Ertz, the running back from the Chiefs that left and went to the Saints and came back. I don't remember who he was.
Edwards-Helaire?
Yes, him, just in case. And I got Treylon Burks, just in case. But Dobbins was injured, like always. Yeah, and Dobbins is injured now, like always. But Zach Ertz helped me win the championship, so it was okay. But this year, I got Treylon Burks on my squad. And if you're a rebuilding team, and he was on your waiver wire, in every league that you can, if you can add him and put him on your IR like he was all year, you should.
Well, he's not IR now.
Not anymore, no. But
Yeah,
he's been from the last year and a half.
You know, what were his stats that game besides that catch? Right?
I have no idea.
I'm going to go find out.
Probably nothing.
Exactly. That's my guess. But I will reserve judgment for opening this game up. It was a hell of a catch.
It was. It's probably the catch of the year. Because Riley was on his ass.
Oh, you ready?
Yes.
Take guesses what his stats were.
5 catches
No,
for 95.
That's how many yards he had. He had 5 yards on one catch for 1 touchdown.
Hey, that's all you need. That's all you need.
That's not going to win you. No, I'm not going out to get him anywhere. Because here's the deal: Ertz had 10 receptions,
For 106 yards.
Debo 5. Some dude named Yankoff. Bro, you can't make it up. I don't even know. He had 1 catch for 14 yards and a first down. And then John Bates, I feel like John Bates is a Boise State guy, but he had 2 for 9. And Traylon had 1 for 5, but he did have the touchdown. And here's John Bates. Yeah, Boise State, John Bates. Oh, his birthday is 2 days after mine. And he's from Nyssa, Oregon, which used to have like a topless place, which is a big deal in this parts years ago. That's funny. Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. 1 catch, 5 yards. I mean, is he someone you stash if you're in a full-on rebuild mode? Sure, why not? Maybe he gets lucky, but where did he go after the the Titans? Did he go somewhere else, or is it straight Titans to Commanders?
No, the Titans released him, and then he didn't.
He didn't go anywhere else. He just went there.
Mm-hmm. Weeks after, but the Titans are shocked. They saw that play and they're like, "Damn!"
And then they looked at the stats and go, "That was his only catch, his only target."
Yun Ho Koo. I don't know if you saw this past week. Yun Ho Koo.
That was Monday night, last night.
He literally kicked the earth,
and the earth won. That? What? And did you see Jackson Dart? Oh my god! That was a typical kid reaction, right? Like a teenager, young. He's like, "Oh my god!" He was rolling his eyes.
He said it was because of the holders. And now if you see it when they hiked it and the holder grabbed it, it went forward a little, but I don't know. I'm not a kicker, so I don't know how that goes, but he kicked the ground.
So my guess is he probably paused because of something in the hold. So I have a buddy who kicked for Boise State and UW. And we talk about this stuff, right? Just what it takes to kick. The biggest problem a lot of them have, back issues, because it's like a golf swing. There's so much twisting and it has to be perfect with the back, right? And so it's funny because I'm looking for a video so I can see, because I really didn't pay attention to this when it happened. But if he paused briefly, absolutely briefly, because there was something in the hold, that's fine. I mean, it's good. I mean, we've kind of never seen that, though. I've never seen my kick the ground, I don't think. But, I mean, I don't know, I'm getting ready to watch it and see how I can skip. So when the holder gets it, why? I'm gonna look at his eyes. When the holder gets it, he moves it forward slightly. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
I
There's
think
not
what
enough.
would Yun Ho Koo
Oh,
is
you know what?
probably done after this year. We're not going to see any
Um,
more Yun Ho Koo.
you know what? These are things that can, because he looked pretty dejected after the Atlanta stuff when he was on their sideline. From a psyche perspective, I wouldn't be a bit surprised either.
Yeah,
Right?
especially after this.
Yeah, I'm. Well, here's the deal. It is. I mean, maybe he picked up on the fact at the last second that it was leaning, and I really don't like the way the holder is setting. It's almost like he's hovering over the ball. I'd have to watch some more holders, but in terms of Young Hoku, I thought the same thing. Yeah, there's another player like that that is actually rebounded. Adonai Mitchell. Remember when he botched that fumble in the end zone for the Colts? You know what I'm talking about? He fumbled before he got to the end zone. I watched that kid go to the sideline and beat himself up so bad he continued to make mistakes. Like his headspace was so messed up. I said, this kid's probably done. But he's gone to the Jets and he's like a 1A, 1B with Mechie right now. So hopefully he rebounds and hopefully Koo does too. But yeah, I'm with you. I mean, this could be a career bomb. It's it's pretty bad.
The Bears, your Bears, I think you're a Bears fan, right?
Okay, you got to stop drinking on these podcasts because I told you earlier I'm a Cowboys fan.
I know you're a Cowboys fan, but you told me the other day that you were happy for the Bears.
No, I think I like good football.
Oh, just because they beat the Eagles.
Boom. Can't stand the Eagles.
Okay, there. So they
the other
ran
thing, too-
all over the Eagles
Mm-hmm.
for like 280 yards.
That was disgusting. That was just a beat down.
And nobody really runs against the Eagles like that. I even benched Swift for Alex Pierce that week just because of the matchup. And they both went for more than 125 yards, him and Manangai.
Yeah, no. And I had to play Manangai in a couple leagues, and it's got me in position to potentially make a playoff spot in one of them. I had to, and I was like, okay, that'll work. Yeah. I think Philly, I think Super Bowl hangover. They don't know how to do, they don't look good. They look bad. If they don't right this ship soon, I mean, they have all the talent in the world to destroy people, and they're getting beat. That was a colossal beatdown. That was fun to watch because I don't like the Eagles.
Yeah, me either. The most boring offense in the whole NFL.
Yeah. And then when Jalen Hurts got stripped on that tush push, I don't know if it was the Bears or somebody else, but I was like, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it was the Bears.
Was it the Bears? Yeah.
My God. Dylan Cease, switching to baseball. Dylan Cease signed with the Blue Jays.
Let me tell you exactly. I don't know. We'll need to see who they're signing and not. But I'm going to tell you what that says about the Blue Jays. They smelled it, they sniffed it, they tasted it, and they got so close. They're like, we're going back. Yeah, they were not. Oh, that's a very good ad for them.
It's a good ad unless you're playing the Dodgers again, because the Dodgers just beat up on Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease and the Padres, yes, ask him about the Dodgers because the Dodgers just rock Dylan Cease. Anthony Rendon.
That's a good point. Okay.
That asshole and his 7-year contract is finally ending. One of the greatest robberies in baseball history. I think it was 7 years, $250 million.
All he did was piggyback off the Natty's
He was like,
win.
baseball's not my favorite thing to do. I wanna go to church. It's like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait. Now, if you want to go to church and play baseball and still hit 34 homers and 122 RBIs, cool, you the man. But if you injured for like 3/4 of the year, talking about church is more important. Yeah.
After you get paid to do a job. Yeah.
But I'm sure the Angels, just the organization that they are, once they get out of Anthony Rendon, they're going to give somebody else a stupid contract because that's just what they do.
Yeah. It's and it really sucks for Mike Trout. Really is. And I'm a Rangers fan. They're in my division. But it sucks for Mike Trout.
He's been injured too.
Yeah,
past couple of years.
But still, he's given everything he's had to that organization.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Even before Ohtani.
Yeah.
Devin Williams, he just signed with the Mets. He left the Yankees, just signed with the Mets. Closer, setup man. Does this mean that the Mets are going to side Edwin Diaz? Is there a reunion in store, or is Edwin heading to the West Coast? And it won't be the Angels. I'll tell you that much. It won't be the Angels. No, sir. No, sir.
You know, the Mets just traded away Nemo too. Because they got
they did.
Simeon.
Yep.
Yeah, because they got Simeon, because I'm a Rangers fan. So I was like, ugh. And Simeon's always gonna have a place in my heart because he's a good dude and he was part of our one World Series that we finally won. What are the Mets are one of those. It's like everybody on the Queens side, like the Mets, the Jets, the Knicks, right? They're or the Nets or whatever. You know, it's like you never know what. It's like they're not very good at what they do. They're not good at doing things. You know, it's like they're just not good. I'm like, so I never trust the Mets. I never do. I've had a lot of talent and they haven't done shit with it.
Well, they got a $700 million contract with Juan Soto.
Why?
Because they're the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
And they have that owner.
And like he didn't play up to half of that this year.
Well, let's take a minute to acknowledge one of our sponsors tonight. This episode is sponsored by Deadbeats Dad Sportsbook, the only betting app that lets you parlay your child's child support payments with Monday Night Football. Win big or lose custody, it's all a part of the thrill. We're going to move in this second down tonight, and
bro, in May I'll be done with child support for the rest of my life. I'm so freaking happy. And I'm sitting there going, well, you know what? I'm getting close to the end. Maybe I should try that. Maybe I'll give them a call.
Who knows? Second down, we're going to get down with the fantasy deep dive, where we overreact to some NFL box scores this past week, and we're going to give 3 more or less positive or negative fantasy takes upon each matchup. So we're going to pull up some of these scores here. And the first game was the Packers versus the Lions. This was on Thanksgiving, if you all remember, when you were stuffing your face. Jordan Love, 18 of 30 with 233 yards and 4 touchdowns. If you had Jordan Love, I'm sure you had a good game. Running back wise, I don't see nothing there. Wicks, if you had Wicks,
Yeah.
somewhere on your fantasy team,
That's
6 for
so
94
annoying.
and 2 touchdowns.
That's annoying because very, very few people were starting him. And if he's sitting on one of your benches, you're like, why?
Yes, and Christian Watson, a lot
Mhm.
of some people traded for him before he came back just to get him. And people were like,
I,
what are you trading for? But he's been the deep threat and he's been
yeah.
producing week after week since he's been healthy. And he had
You
4
know,
for 80 with a touchdown.
I was a big fan of his. I was real high on him last year because he did all that research on why he was having a problem with his hamstrings. Come to find out, he had 20% more muscle mass in one leg than the other, right? No shit. So I thought, well, this has got to be good. And then ACL. I'm like, shit. So I really hope this is sustainable. I don't have hope. Like I don't have hope, but I do have hope, right? Because he knows how to be injured. But that whole thing last year with the 20% more muscle mass was fascinating to me. And then he goes down with an ACL. I'm like, well, that's okay. But he's come back on fire. And Watson actually, I just picked him up in a deadline deal for a playoff run. I'm like, he's worth the risk. If he can stay healthy for 3 weeks and help me win. They miss Kraft so bad though.
I mean, if you can start him, sure.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. Watson is startable. The way he's performing now, he's startable. He had 10 targets, dude. He had 10 targets and only 4 receptions.
Yeah, and on the other side, I mean, Goff had a, you know, I mean, he played well, 20 to 26 with 2 touchdowns. Gibbs didn't really give you nothing, but JMO, Amon Ross St. Brown went down, and that has crushed many fantasy teams,
Mm-hmm.
including myself, going forward. But
Mm-hmm.
JMO had 7 for 144.
You know what this
Was
tells
that his
me?
best game
Yeah.
ever?
I don't know if it was his best. It's one of his better games for sure. But you know what it tells me? He can be a one, which means he's going to want. Does he have, where's he at contract wise? I wonder.
Oh,
Right.
he's coming up. He's definitely coming
I
up.
think he's going to be coming up too. Right. Let's see if I can find that. Because that's the big takeaway for me. When I saw that, I'm like, no ASB. And he lit it up. Those are one
Mhm.
numbers against a very good defense. Right.
Yeah, and if you have Tesla on your taxi squad, if he's been there sitting there all year as he should be, he continues. When he gets playing time, he'll have a catch for a
Yeah, but
touchdown, and
two
it
for
will be
35.
spectacular.
I just their problem has always been their wide receiver three, right? And it's just I don't see in him what everybody else sees. I mean, he had 2 catches on 2 targets for 35 yards. Yeah, and he did have the touchdown. Who's this Kennedy guy? He had four for four and
Yeah, who
36.
the fuck is the Kennedy
Yeah,
guy?
yeah,
Who the fuck?
yeah.
Next game on the dock is the Broncos versus the Commanders and a 27-26 overtime on Sunday night. Looking at the player stats, we had Bo Nix, 29 to 45 for 321 yards. Bo Nix, people were hating early in the season, but he has more comeback wins than any quarterback in a season.
He he looks shaky at times. I mean, I'll never forget when Kyler Murray got in the NFL and they asked him what's the big difference between college and NFL. You know what he said? The windows are so small. The windows are so small. And I think Bo Nix, when he's left to kind of run the game, he's fine. But when he's back there, he's still learning to go through his progressions and read, and that's where he gets shaky. But if he's allowed to wing it and play a little bit more, that's where he starts to shine. And I think that's why we're seeing so many comeback wins, right? But he had to because look at their rushing yards. He threw the ball 45 times. 45 times. Take away his 2 runs, they ran the ball 21. That's insane. That's not a very balanced attack. And I don't know. I like him. I love him and Franklin. I think what Peyton, I loved when they hired Peyton. I love what they're doing. I think it's just unfortunate that division's so tough, but look who's falling apart, Kansas City. And I mean, this is Denver's division to lose. And I think Bo Nix only gets better and better. I thought he should have been higher in the Heisman voting. He is a good quarterback, and he's going to get better with a coach like Peyton.
I know Harvard had 35 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns. But that's just, opportunity.
Ingram finally showed up.
But without Dobbins, they have not been able to run. So that's a big concern going for the Broncos going forward.
Yeah.
The Dodgers. The Bengals whooped the Ravens' ass 32-14. There was no T. Higgins.
In Baltimore.
But Burrow was 24-46 for 261 with 2 touchdowns. Chase Brown has some yards. Perrine has some yards. But Jamar Chase, 7 for 110. And Chase Brown had 7 for 35.
I still like them to backdoor that division. I got to see how they play against Buffalo. But I like them to. So they have. Oh, this is Baltimore's schedule. So they have Buffalo, then they have Baltimore again. This is what Cincy has. I don't know. I wish Cincy would stay healthy and get that defense ready to go earlier in the year because nobody wants to see them in the playoffs either. That offense will light you up.
And now we have another sponsor, the Dynasty. The Dynasty Dix is proudly supported by the Commissioner Cheaters Anonymous, a 12-step recovery program for corrupt league managers like Ken Smash Boyd.
And do not forget the OG corrupt cheater, Go Boys Terrence. He's the one. Ken Smash Boyd, just a smaller version of Terrence. Boy, Terrence is a mess.
They'll teach you essential skills like how not to veto every trade, how to stop skimming buy-ins, and how to accept finishing 7th without blaming the universe. The CCA, because admitting you are the problem is the first step. We're going to move into third down, which is a trade zone, the league topics, trades, drama, corruption, collusion, all the stuff commissioners pretend they don't do. This is something I really wanted to talk about tonight.
Okay.
Why dispersals matter. So let's say you run a league and you have 3-4 owners, quit or whatever the case may be. At the end of the year, you have 5 open teams. God forbid you have 5 open teams. Now you can try to fill your league one by one with the teams that are available, trying to find owners that will take over that team. Sure, you can do that. But what I believe the better option is, let's say you have those 5 teams that are available, you can do a dispersal. So you take all 5 teams, all the players, and you put it in a list, and all the picks that those teams have, every first round, every second round, every third round, every fourth round, every fifth round, if your league does that, and you put it in the spreadsheet, and then you go out to your league finding sites wherever they may be, and you say, I have these many orphans. This is the dispersal. This is the dispersal draft players available, and they can look. And I'm pretty sure if I mean, as just as a person looking on the outside, looking in, if I can see the dispersal pool of players, and I can see that there's this player and that player, and or these many picks available, I'll be more inclined to join versus taking over an orphan that may or not be good or bad and have no picks, or maybe have a lot of picks. What's your, John, thought process on the dispersal draft?
I'm incredibly in favor, even if it's 2 teams. Simply because orphans are hard to fill, right? And I sometimes leagues have a mass exodus because a commissioner retires from commissioning or something like that, and then 3 or 4 people say, I think I'm done too. They're not as committed as others. All kinds of reasons. Then you get douchebags and all kinds of stuff but at the end of the day, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams, what have you, so be it. But there's no need, because what happens is you get people in there, and I've seen this time and time again. You get people in there, I want this team, I want that team. Well, I'm not going to do it. And you got to deal with that. And as a commissioner or someone who's trying to help out, it's a pain in the ass. If you make the call to do a dispersal, now everybody has a fair shot to build a roster out of what's there. And generally speaking, you're going to have a chance to compete on some of those teams. I'm not a fan. It's got to work out on the orphans to fill them as is. It's pretty hard to do. There aren't many people out there like me, which will just take an orphan without looking and just start building. I'll just do it because it's fun. Most people will look into it and see if it's worth their time or money. They want to win so fast. Oh, I'm not fucking taking that. I'm like, hey, you just don't, you're missing the big picture, And I get that. That's their prerogative. But dispersal, 100%. I think it's so much easier and more fair. You even put the draft picks on the rosters as things they can draft in the dispersal draft, right? It is what it is. Here's what you have to choose from. And then you have more of a chance. And it gives those X amount of owners control, right? And then I just big on, I love dispersals. Love them. I've never any commissioner that's anti-dispersals and just won't do it when it's an obvious you should do it. I question the commissioner. Like,
yeah, because I can build the team the way I want. You want me to pay my league fee? You want me to be committed? Okay, so I can see what's available. And let's say there's a lot of good players available. Maybe it's top heavy. Maybe there's a lot of draft picks. Who knows? I can go in there with a particular strategy, and I can be like, okay, I'm going to take Jahmyr Gibbs with my first overall pick because I'm first overall. And then after that, I'm hitting draft pick, because I know Gibbs is only 23, just turned 24 if we're starting this year. And I can do that.
Yeah.
The point is you make the team yours.
Yeah.
Whatever team that you draft, if you got CTE and you draft fucking terribly, then so be it. That's the team that you wanted.
I have some of those right now, and I've got and I'm looking at them and I'm going, I only got myself to blame on this one. I only have myself to blame. And then I've got one next door. When I go to the next one, I'm like, this one's kicking ass and taking names and I'm about to earn a buy. And I'm like, well, that one I did good, but this one, what did I mess up? And I'll deal with that in the off season. 100%, 100% in agreement.
And dispersal is also great for the league if, let's say, at the end of the fantasy league, nobody has left the league. Nobody. But there might be a couple owners like, you know what? I don't know if I want to play anymore. I don't know if I want to, my team is terrible. Like, hey, you can join the dispersal. Just don't make it known to everybody else. Don't post it in the chat. Just
no.
I'll
let people know. I've done that in leagues. I'm like, look, if we're going to do a dispersal, this is your one shot to join it. I don't have a problem with that. It creates cohesiveness in the group, right? I have no problem.
You want to join the dispersal? Cool.
Yeah, I have no problem letting the league know. If you want because who's going to join it? A guy who likes the league but doesn't like his team.
Yes.
That's perfect. That's the guy we want in our league.
Yes, that's what that keeps owners from leaving.
We want to reward him for enjoying the league. 100%. That's why I put it out there, and I've done that.
Yeah,
I took over a league as a 20. It's on my fantasy leagues. It's 24 teams. It's fame or shame. Our team names are based on Hall of Fame or Walk of Shame. So this year I took it over because nobody would, and the commission was completely non-existent. So I just took it over, and we went through all the motions and all this stuff. And I let them. I paid for all the artwork for those that wanted to change their team names. I chose. I don't know if you've seen it, but I've got a background. I can't find it. I was trying to find it. Gus the Kicking Mule from the California Adams, a Disney movie from like the 70s. It's a football, so I'm in the Walk of Shame. I'm on that side. And I said, listen, you know what? Now's your chance. If you like this league, which those of you who stayed said you do, join the dispersal or not, and let's go. Let's just do it, right? And I gave them all that opportunity, and I love. They just enjoy the league. It's a $35 league. Nobody really cares about the money. They enjoy the banter. They enjoy the camaraderie, and those are guys I want to give them what they want, right? Because as a commissioner, it is not about me. That any league is always bigger than any one person, and that includes me. I had to make a tough decision in that league this week because I missed in the bylaws, said playoffs. The bylaws are super old. This league's been around a while. The playoffs would start week 13. Well, we just finished week 13 and they didn't start week 13. My playoff brackets that were in there from the old showed that playoffs started week 14. I'm like, well, we're not doing that on buys, but I have to do something because we don't want to play week 18. So we made the decision to add another round of games. We play 2 a week. In each division, I took the top 3. They play each other. They each play each other. Boom, 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 boom. And the next 3, and the next 3, and the next 3. So it's like a mini playoff before the playoff, right? And the final 4 is going to be an all play. Top points, second place, third place, first. That's it. That way we don't have to go into 18. And you've got to do what's best for the league. You can't interject. It's like people that the commissioners that don't do dispersals. If you don't have time, find somebody that does. You can still be commissioned, but find somebody to help you. Don't do it all on your own. There's so many things you can do. This is supposed to be fun. It's an escape. We're like little kids in fantasy football. I'm sad because we're already almost done. We have 4 weeks. That's it. That's it. Like literally, my playoffs, the color coded red is bad, but remember I took on a bunch of orphans, right? And I'm going through all that now, and who needs to win and get in, who's already in, who's already going to buy, who needs help here. I'm sad because it's fun. And when commissioners act like assholes, it takes away the fun. Do what's best for the league, not you.
Yeah, it's just easy. it's easier to fill a league when you have
Oh,
empty
100%.
people by dispersal.
100%.
It just is. And
It's just
I have
100%.
I posted on Twitter, what would you rather have? An orphan that was good or bad, or you can join the league with the dispersal with all the draft picks or whatever. And it was only 30 or so votes, but it was like 81 to 19 for
Yeah.
the dispersal. Yes, I know this. I've been a commissioner for so long. And even if there's like I was saying, there's nobody leaving the league. If you want to join the dispersal, you can, but you can't do it 2 years in a row. You
Well,
just can't do it 2 years in a row.
Here's the thing: there's no need to have a dispersal if nobody's leaving. No need, because you've got to put some accountability back on the owners. Look, you're the one building this team. You're the one. Look, if you had injuries or your guy retired or you went all in on Joe Flacco and missed the playoffs or whatever, you know what I mean? If they're threatening to leave because of that, they weren't good for the league. Let them leave. If it's one guy, right? But if it's two or three, and then maybe this, but even I wouldn't do a dispersal
It's always,
restructure the league. I would only do a dispersal if somebody was leaving.
but a
There was nothing.
dispersal, the dispersals, it's kind of like fantasy rehab. It just gets you back. It makes you good. Like you get to draft again and you get to start over.
Yeah, but here's the deal:
Like,
just go do a redraft. Just go play redraft. Don't play Dynasty. Right?
but I don't want that guy to leave. He's a good owner. His team sucks.
No, but if he's threatening to leave because he doesn't like his team,
No, he's not threatening to leave. He's not threatening to leave.
I'm not offering a dispersal unless I'm got orphans. Because if he's a good owner, then the good owner knows they got shit to build on.
Of course, yeah. If there's no orphans, of course, there's no dispersal. Of course, I agree with that.
And that's what I thought you were saying. But if there is a dispersal, yes, I will open it up to the league.
Yeah, I would 100%. Open it up for the league. Perfect. Yeah. I agree with that. No trade deadline. I play in some leagues like this where I'm in a trade addicts league where they're on X. The trade addicts, I don't know what their X is, but there's no trade deadline whatsoever. So if you're in the playoffs and you lose, then you can trade everybody off to a playoff team and y'all can keep it rolling. So if you like chaos and some backdoor playoff robberies and December rage quit messages, I think you would love this. But if you like order, fairness, and mental stability, maybe you wouldn't. But me personally, I like the no trade deadline because it like if you're in a good league, like there's no crazy bullshit trades happening anyways.
Well, no trade deadline, especially in Dynasty, usually means non-playoff teams cannot trade with playoff teams. That's usually what it means. We just leave it open because off-season, stuff like that, right? And so, like today, I think I may have said this to you off the air. I decided to turn from buying into selling because I did the math. I'm like, I can't gain 300 points on this team. I'm not going to make it in the playoffs. So I call a friend of mine who's in first place. Very good friend of mine. We both joined this league together. I said, bro, you're probably going to win this league anyway. I mean, unless your team just shits the bed. But do you need anything? Because I'm about to go live with selling. And I've been trying to buy the whole time and I just didn't get there. He goes, I need this and this. He sweetened the pot very nicely for me. I was like, done. I think I gave him Kittle and I don't remember who. I got several draft picks and a player in return. I was like, done. I didn't lose anything. Tight ends are still good. The other position's still good. Got some picks. He beefed up and he leveraged part of his future to secure his number one seed and hopefully win. Well, the league's all pissed off. You were buying just a week ago. Yeah, because I had a chance to make the playoffs till I lost this weekend. And now I don't. So technically, I'm still alive. Back to the trade deadline. I'm technically still alive. It would take a colossal collapse by this one team and a monumental scoring outbreak by my team for me to get in.
Yeah.
That's probably about as close to the playoff. That's about as close to that line of playoff team trading with a non-playoff team as you get. But I'm technically not eliminated, right? And the deadline is this week, right? But what it's typically for is during the playoffs, the only teams that can trade each other are the bottom six or the top six. You cannot trade across that. I would never be involved in a league, ever, knowingly be involved in a league that could lose in the playoffs and trade to the guy above you. Fuck that. No, that's just a bunch of friends colluding. No. You've got it. You even though it's no trade deadline, you got to have parameters to the no trade deadline. You have to, because that's just a league trying to corner the market.
I agree. I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but I'm in a league for the last 8 years, this Trade Addicts League, and none of that. I mean, there's been some trades that happened after some playoff teams lost. They gave Josh Jacobs to somebody, but it never amounted. It never amounted in like that team just sweeping the championship.
Is it Dynasty?
Yes, it is Dynasty.
I mean, I guess
so. They're always getting firsts and seconds and youth.
Yeah, I just say the value has to be inflated in the playoffs.
I like the no. I particularly like the no, but I do like that rule that you say playoff teams can only trade with playoff teams. I mean, I like that, but this particular league is not like that, and but the teams that have been tanking have already been trading the whole year away their assets. And then the playoff teams will only give up those good assets if they get something good.
I mean, you're really if you're paying 3 places, you're only talking about the 5th and 6th place team that are trading away players in the playoffs. Because I'm not trading away if I have a chance to win 3rd. So the final 4 wouldn't be trading.
No, once you lose in the playoffs, then you trade.
Here's what I'm saying: only the teams that lose the wild card round, those 2 teams are the only ones that would be trading. The final 4 are going to play 2 more games. If you're playing for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, you have a chance to make money. So those 4 are not going to be trading away players. It's only those 2 teams that lose in the wild card round.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's not the 1 seed or the 2 seed. It's a 3, 4, 5, or 6. If they lose in the first round, they would be trading to a 1 to 4. Right? I'm sorry. Yeah, a 1, 2, or one of the other 2. Right? I mean, I've never seen a league like that. I've never experienced a league where I get knocked out in the first round and I can trade a guy to one of the guys in. No, I've never seen that. So I can tell you this, I wouldn't want to see it. Keep it across the line, playoffs or non-playoffs. That would be my vote or my thought. That's interesting.
So let's move on. Let's talk about commissioners that have been caught in the act, from secret lineup changes to backdoor vetoes. Commissioners cheating is basically a seasonal tradition. It's like pumpkin spice lattes. It's just a little more toxic.
Yeah, we're gonna have this conversation about pumpkin spice lattes. Are you pro pumpkin spice or anti pumpkin spice?
I don't know when the last time I drank a pumpkin spice latte. I can't tell you.
So you don't have a say. You don't have.
I mean, if somebody was like, "Hey, man, you want a pumpkin spice latte?" I might take it, but I'm not ordering a pumpkin spice latte. I'm not going to order it.
Your answer bores me to sleep, and let me tell you why. I want you to be pro or anti so I can be just the opposite. That's all. I don't care, but I just like to be the opposite. I've got a buddy here that is constantly ragging on pumpkin spice lattes. He hates this time of year because I hate hearing about them. I said, bro, they're the best thing ever. I don't give a shit. I might have ordered one 2 years ago. I don't know. It just sounds just right at the right time. I like warm foo coffee in the winter. But other than that, I don't care. It's like there's another. I was telling my wife about this just last night. Actually, pumpkin spice, and there's something else. I like to just argue the opposite side. There are two or three things in life that I like. And one of them is pumpkin spice. Oh, cheesecake. No. Cheesecake, I'm anti. What's the other one? But anyway, pumpkin spice is one of those things that whatever you like or don't like, I'm the opposite. I'm just going to be that guy on that pumpkin spice and a couple other things. That's so funny. But so the commissioner's caught in the act.
Yes. What do you do when you catch the commissioner in the act of cheating? You can't just blow it up in the chat because you're gonna get kicked out of the chat. You gotta email the website because money's involved. You gotta email the website. You gotta DM every fucking owner that's in that league, and you gotta show them screenshots. You gotta get your money back. That's what you gotta do.
Well, and this year, so I'm always this guy where I'm like, hey, John, can you help? Like, here we go. So this year, it was brought to me, and I said, are you shitting me right now? Let me look. And they're like, I know he's doing it, but they don't know how to find it. First of all, a lot of apps, it's hard to find these things on the apps.
Oh, those fucking lying, those bitches.
Now, hold on. No, it's hard to find these things on the apps. Actually, Fantrax, it's on the app and the web version. ESPN, the guy last year, couldn't see it on the app. He didn't know
the guy last year.
Bro, he paid like 30 grand from a group. No, I'm serious.
Oh, shit.
So
my God.
So Fantrax, you can see it on both. ESPN only on the web version. And man, does it open up Pandora's box when you start digging. I should send this to you. I've got it here somewhere. I'll send it to you. I started taking notes, and the notes get shaky because I get tired of the shit this guy did. Now, mind you, he had about 100 leagues he ran, and I'll send it. I'll have to email them to you, but it's insane. So this year, I did. I went to Fantrax. They're like, well, this is why we say when you join, do you know and trust the commissioner? So we protect ourselves. I'm like, so you won't do anything even if we all step up and say this guy's cheating. Like, no, we won't. I'm like, all right, I appreciate your time. Kind of figured that. So I go screenshot every group chat of all four of his leagues for all four sports, grab all of them, put them all in a group. I say, listen, don't respond right now. I know you're like, why am I in this group? Hang tight. I'm going to send some attachments. I want you to see them. This is what's going on. Send it all to him, and it starts to blow up. Then I posted them all in each of those four chats. Ken comes to me and says, what are you doing? I said, bro, I told you about the guy last year taking 30 grand from people doing the exact same thing you're doing. You swore to me we were on the up and up and all this, and you're doing the same damn thing. Here's the thing. In all four sports, consistently, no manager is always going to be that good. It's just not possible. Something's off. But I let it go. And I let it go. And then he loses the baseball final, I think, or something like that. All right, whatever. But then now I'm going back. And when you uncover this, everything's up for debate. Nothing you say is true anymore. So I said to him, I said, look, I told you, I said, I'm disappointed. So you seem like a decent dude, but the guy last year was in Chicago too. So now, and he was a Ravens fan. I'm like, hold on now. Both of you in Chicago, both of you Ravens fans? I don't know. It's not the same guy with a different picture. But I talked to them both on the phone, and they sounded different. So I'm like, all right, probably not. Right? But I'm like, so last year, there is no, you don't go to ESPN and say, can you help us? Because they're not taking money. We all, unfortunately, trusted through Venmo and Cash App and stuff. Right? Because there were people who vouched for people and stuff like that. Well, it gets uncovered, and I will send you this stuff, and wait till you see this stuff. It's a lot. I think I told you the one move that is our pastor at church says sine qua non. It's Italian for, not Italian, it's Latin for essential characteristic. This one move this guy made was my favorite. He started, quote unquote, started Marquez Valdez Scantling over Kyron Williams in the flex. In what world is anybody ever doing that? No.
Not
And
unless they change it mid-game.
he happened to do it the week Marquez goes off for like 3 or 4 catches, 100 some odd yards, and 2 bombs. Tutties, right? You go in and you look, I'm like, bro. And then the best part was he made changes. This guy last year, his name's Terrence. He made changes and it still didn't work sometimes. He's about 50% on whether or not it worked. But I also calculated how much money he cost people. And then when he found out I knew, he kicked me out of the group. And he's blaming me, saying I had control, which I didn't. Most of his stuff was in ESPN, but we ran out of emails and ran out of ESPN leagues, moved to Sleeper. We co-commissioned to Sleeper leagues because Sleeper tracks all that. ESPN doesn't. We weren't co-commissioned ESPN. He wouldn't let us, right? So, what you do there is you have to be quiet about it. And you have to know who's in what little circle of friends. Because what happened was I thought a guy was anti-Terrence last year, and it turns out they're like really good friends. And I read the situation wrong. He outed me. Terrence kicked me out. Then people lost a lot of money. And my whole deal was, I know I'm not getting my money. $4,000. I was out $4,000 in winnings. Right? I knew I wasn't getting mine, but I was trying to get everybody else's theirs. And so you've got to play it close to the vest. But I'm going to tell you, League Safe. There's a new competitor to League Safe coming out. I have a problem with a couple things League Safe does, but for the most part, they're pretty good. You have to protect your stuff. We're talking about our 4Sport thing. We're going to use League Safe. We are not using Fantrax because of the fact that Fantrax does not protect the league. Even though you and I are going to be on the up and up, we're going to do it the right way. Fantrax still doesn't fully protect the league. And I don't like that. If the money's in League Safe and we make it majority approval, the league's protected. Right?
Yes. And I don't know if even Fantrax charges to use. No, I don't think Fantrax charges to use the.
They do. It depends on if you go like premium or whatever. Depends on what you want to do and how deep you want to go into the league. And usually you do want to go deep enough to pay. But you just ding. Well, look at what Ian's going through. We haven't paid the premium fee, so he's trying to get us all to pay our $8 to keep it live. It's because he's paying the premium so we can have more in-depth stuff. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then of course they have their fee, like a League Safe fee, right? When you pay. But they don't. And the guy was very nice on email. He was like, "No, I'm sorry. This is why we ask these questions." I'm like, God. And every time I respond to him, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I knew that's what you were going to say. It's just disappointing that there's no real police in this industry. That's a whole nother topic, man.
Yes, there is no police. If you get fucked, you get fucked. It's like if that's your bad, you should have knew better.
Yeah, no, I lost. I think I paid like 700 in those leagues and won just under 4 that I never saw. Yeah. So, but there's a reason I didn't pay into Ken's leagues. I was waiting. There's a reason I didn't pay into Ian's leagues. I was waiting. I did not like the way things were going. And I said, look, you want to replace me? Replace me. I don't care. I have enough leagues. I'm here for good times. I'm here to have fun. And
there's no more good times in those leagues.
No, and that's why you and I are going to do what we're going to do, because we know how to have a good time and squash none of that bullshit. If you can't be a decent human being, if you have to talk about killing someone or calling someone's girlfriend or woman this or that, or talk about this or that and get personal, you can go play somewhere else. You know what I mean? Sure, we can joke on here on a podcast and rag on people and stuff. This is a little bit different, but I'm talking about. I saw the screenshots of what Ian said to Ken. I was on the video call the other day because Alex put me on there. Good old Alex with Ian, and I wasn't thrilled about the fact that I was on there with Ian because I'm still pissed. He literally told Ken something like he was going to kill him or something. He was going to kill his family or something. I'm like, oh, and I asked Ian. I said, Ian, did you say this? He said, yeah. I'm like, how is that ever okay?
Is there pussies?
All right, they're scream warriors. I just, there's no place for that in this. There's no place for that in this. There's no place for in life, but especially in this. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just stupid. Anyway, Dynasty dicks.
Dynasty dicks. And I'm actually finishing Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is what me and my wife have been watching.
Oh,
and
please.
then I
Is
went
this your
to
first
work.
time?
No, it's my second time, but she's never
Okay.
watched it.
Okay, where are you
She's
at?
never watched it. And we're at the seventh season, so we're just about
You're
done.
almost done.
But anyways, I started my new job, and there's a girl
Okay.
there, and I don't know her name, but she looks just like identical. Like everything about her looks identical to Arya Stark. Arya Stark. Arya Stark was
she's the one that
chick
went on
with
that
the
little adventure, the adventure to that like monk monastery thing or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
She wanted to be the two-faced, the
Mhm.
no-face man or whatever.
Mhm. Interesting.
But anyways, let's get into some. We're gonna get into Fort Down right now. We're gonna go to some random facts about some sports fans. You know that 72% of sports fans believe that they could coach their favorite team better than the actual coach, and 0% of them have ever coached anything besides a Madden franchise. I believe that. I believe that. I think no, actually I don't. I don't think that. I think JJ Redick is doing a fucking phenomenal job with the fucking Lakers.
I like him. I don't like the Lakers, but I 100% agree. 100% agree. What a great hire.
There was a play just the other night, and they were calling it for LeBron, and Lakers getting their ass kicked by Phoenix last night, and they were calling the play for LeBron, and he was over there like just chatting it up with the Phoenix Suns bench, just laughing and shit, and Lucas sitting at the top of the key, like waiting, like, bro, we're trying to run the play, and then JJ saw that and he was like, nope, timeout. Now fuck this. And you could see him looking over at LeBron, just like, no. And if you ever watch JJ coach, he is always on the sideline. He is always pissed the fuck off. If it's at the refs, at the players, JJ is always pissed the fuck off. Let's go to the next one. More than half of sports fans have a lucky ritual. Do you have a lucky ritual? Do you wear the same socks when your Cowboys play? Do you sit in the same chair when your Mavericks play?
So only baseball. No, I mean, I like to wear my apparel like with Texas A&M, even though they lost to Texas. I'm very sad about that. I've decided my only heartfelt, passionate anger that I feel is now that the A&M Texas rivalry is back is when we lose to Texas. Cowboys lose the Eagles, don't care. I mean, I don't like it, but I don't get. I had a buddy. He's like, we gotta get some trades done before the deadline. I'm like, can you give me a day? I'm in a pissy mood. This is the first time I've been pissy over sports in a long, long time. That being said, I like to wear my A&M stuff, my Boise State stuff when I'm watching them, especially the bigger games. But when it comes to baseball, when our World Series run, I sit in the same spot on my couch, pointed the same way, with my legs the same way, with the same blanket, same shirt, same hat, the same way, and would text the same thing and then wouldn't text. There's a guy in Texas, we were going back and forth. I was like, nope. And if it wasn't working, then I would stop. Right. Like I would do it. Like I wasn't breaking that because for 50 years I had waited for this ring. Right. So yeah. And I think baseball players are the most superstitious, but I think sports, yeah, there's no, and I'm not, if I'm on a heater with a team and like if the Cowboys make a run, I may not wash my underwear. I may not. That's okay.
So you never like hold your piss to like
Oh,
not jinx a drive?
are you kidding me? No, I would no, I'd piss on the couch if I had to. Yeah. like seriously, no. I mean, it's mostly baseball, but I'm telling you, if I got in that vein, like you got to remember. Well, come on. Now I read this. All right, hold on. Let me go to this one real quick, and then I'll come back to this. You're an asshole for putting this on here. By the way, ready? Over
Yeah.
40% of fans say losses affect their entire week, not their mood, their whole week. Cowboys fans live like this permanently. Dick. I was like, pretty much. But anyway, so as a Cowboys fan, you don't really have that opportunity to get in that rhythm, right? As a Mavericks fan, you've had some good runs, but I knew we were tired when we played the Celtics in the finals. When we won in 11, I think there was some, lucky rituals at the time. But at the end of the day, if the Cowboys did get in a rhythm, I would start to look for the things I had done the same every week, and I would start doing those every week. If it meant I made love to my wife, or I didn't make love to my wife, or if it meant that I beat my dog, or I didn't beat my dog, or if it meant I watched Shrek at halftime, or whatever, I would do it again. I don't care if I were, I got the wrong socks on. That's not an uncommon thing to come out of my mouth. If we start losing on a heater, I'm going to find out what I was doing before because I have complete control over when I win. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what we're saying. When we do those, that's what we're saying. When we do those rituals, that's what we're saying. I have control over whether we win or lose. But I do it. I still do it. Oh yeah. I just don't I haven't had that moment with the Cowboys in like 30 years.
All right. Before we end, we're gonna go into some different type of facts tonight. And if I can get to them. Oh, here they are.
Yeah, down at the bottom. The non-sports ones.
59% of Americans eat dinner while watching TV. Every time I eat dinner, we're right in front of our bed with our little TV stands, and I've got to have some TV on. So, what about you?
My problem is our lifestyle because we work later shifts, and when I eat dinner, it can be 9 or 10. And the TV, sports are. I mean, you've seen my TV setup, so sports are probably on. So I'm probably helping that stat, like almost consistently. Every now and then we'll turn it off, but I would be on the 59% side easily. Oh, so easily. Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. If we sit down at the table, I will turn the TV off no matter what's on because that's sacred time. That's family time. That's wife time, kid time.
Really?
My kids. Yeah. Yeah. I don't give a fuck if we wouldn't do it during the Super Bowl or World Series or, if my team was in or whatever. But if it's a Monday Night Football game that I really want to see and my wife's like, hey, can we sit down and have dinner at the table? I'm like, yeah, I'll turn the game off.
Yeah.
But more often than not, because of our lifestyle and empty nest and stuff, where the TV's on.
Yeah, for sure. The kid has got to stop watching everything, right? Like no, motherfucker, you better come up here and eat. Like you better eat. You're not watching nothing. There is no tablet. Yeah. There is nothing going on. You're gonna get a big ass bite of this mashed potatoes right now. Did you know that penguins give their mate a pebble as a proposal gift? I wish I can give my wife a rock from outside to make
I,
things better.
I was about to say, is that why we call it a rock?
Did you know sloths only poop once a week, and they risk their lives doing it because apparently they don't shit from the tree. They have to climb all the way down. All the way down, they climb so slowly. It takes them 3 weeks to get down, and then they poop, and then they die because a fucking animal attacks them when they're on the ground. So they risk their lives.
Hold on, check this out. I had to Google this one. It makes sense. Sloths do risk their lives by descending from trees once a week to defecate, a journey that can result in more than half of their deaths due to the vulnerability to predators on the ground. This behavior is believed to be linked to communication through pheromones, a relationship with sloth moths that lay eggs in the droppings or fertilizing the trees at the base, which may help support algae they eat.
Can you imagine a sloth trying to punch you? It'd be like Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Like, bro, it's not happening. Um, did you know that goats have accents depending on where they grew up?
Prove it.
So if there was a goat in Mexico versus a goat in New York,
he would bat in Spanish. He would baw in Spanish.
What would
wait. New York would be Puerto Rican Spanish, and Mexico would be Mexican Spanish. So it'd be even two different Spanish accents.
Who says it was Spanish? I mean, in Mexico, of course, but in New York, it'll be like,
you want to fucking hear a ba? I got a ba.
I don't know. That is saying like, get the fuck out of here. Hey, buddy, where you buy already? I don't know.
Okay, well, hold on. I'm googling some of this shit because it's fun. Hold on. Where are the goats? Goats have access depending on where they grew up. But who proves that? How do you prove that?
I'm not sure. There's people watching goats. Do you know there's goats in trees in Morocco? They're on branches and shit. Look up goats in trees. And they're in fucking Morocco. They learn to like survive in the trees. Goats are in trees. They can climb mountains on edges that you can't even think about walking on. They're on fucking branches.
Yeah, no, I've seen that shit with on those weird ledges and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. So goats develop different accents based on their social environment, similar to how humans develop accents. 2012 study by Queen Mary University of London found that young goats modify their calls to match those of their social group, a process called vocal plasticity. All right, moving on. Goats in trees?
Goats are in trees in Morocco.
Where's the A?
Did you know the average American spends 2 years of their life in the kitchen?
Oh no! Hold on! Stop! Don't give a shit about the kitchen. I've spent way more. Oh, 2 years out of 52. That's 1 out of 26. So
what about Canadian women?
That's an hour a day.
What about Canadian women?
Hold on. Do I spend an hour a day in the kitchen?
No, in your life,
I know.
2 years.
Yeah, but you have to think about it. I'm 52 years old. That's 2 out of 26. That's 2 out of 52. That's 1 out of 26. That's close enough to 1 out of 24, which is the same as an hour a day. Right? So.
Do you cook?
Hold on. But as a kid, running in and out, helping do the dishes, we do a lot of talking. I eat breakfast in the kitchen because I eat standing up. God, this could be true. But I'm more fascinated by these goats in this tree.
Oh, the goats in the tree are for real, dude.
Oh, no, I'm looking at it.
They're up there, man. And they're chewing shit. I don't know what they're chewing. It's not the branch that they're on. I'll tell you that.
Here's what I don't understand. How these trees don't look strong enough to hold them. They look like a janky Christmas tree with goat ornaments.
Yes. I want one of those.
I kind of do too.
That would be so dope if you could just look in your backyard and there was this big ass tree with goats on the branches.
How did this become a thing? Did it like, hey, let's go meet at the tree? Oh shoot, it's let's get up in the tree. Like, how
No,
does that
I
happen?
think they got up there because like the people were trying to
Predators.
like
Yeah.
eat them and milk them and all kinds of shit.
Yeah, leave my teats alone. I'm getting in the tree if you don't leave me alone. Holy shit.
Did you know that hot dogs were originally called Dachshund sausages because
Hold on.
people generally thought that there was dog meat in them? 1 in 3 Americans eat breakfast at after 11 a.m.
I'm
That's
close to
me. I mean, that's me.
I'm close to that, but I start work at 11. So I'm usually eating about 10:30. No
Have
shit.
you, do you think by the time you die that you have eaten 1,500 peanut butter and jellies?
I was doing the math. At this age, that'd be one every 12 days. But usually if I'm eating one, I'm eating two.
Damn, I haven't ate that much. I've
Yeah,
ate a
but you're
lot.
also
No, I haven't ate that much.
how old are you?
I'm 40.
I got 12 years to by the time they die. Plus, I'm not dead yet, and I like me some PB&J. Plus, my wife has this client who makes this Christmas jelly or Christmas jam. Oh my god, it's the best fucking thing ever. Like I savor it because you can get those small jars, and she's like hasn't made it in a while, and I'm like I savor it, and I'm like I finally just emptied the jar because she said she was making some more because it's Christmas time. I'm like, oh my god, it's the best. I'm like, give me some PB&J with that. I'll fucking just eat that for a month. So there's 30 to 50 in a month.
Oh,
I only got
so
to I only got to do that 30 times, 30 to 50 times.
and you're at
1500.
1,500. You're
Hmm.
already there. Then you're already there. Is what you're saying? Almost.
I ate PB&J like a well plus once a week at
Yeah,
school
you
was
fucking
Fridays was
you,
PB&J day, right?
you already there, bro.
Bro, I'm helping the average. I'm probably over.
Did you know that ketchup, fucking ketchup, was sold? It was sold as medicine
You know
in
why
the
it's not? You,
1830s.
you know why it's not anymore?
Why not?
It was replaced by barbecue sauce.
Oh shit!
Because you know what the four major food groups are, right?
It makes so much sense.
You ready? Here are the four food groups: bacon, barbecue sauce, cheese, and cupcakes.
Cakes. That's at the top,
Uh, well,
or is that at the bottom? Which one?
um, I'm going to speak in code, even though
Oh,
this is a podcast. The reason cupcakes is at the top is because I might know someone that I might be married to who I might have made the remark to that her, tastes like the best cupcake ever.
speaking about desserts, I in my refrigerator right now, and I'm about to grab it and heat it up. I have a Krispy Kreme donut bread pudding. So they took Krispy Kreme glazed donuts, they
Mhm.
chopped them up and did whatever, and they made it into a bread pudding. And they topped it off with some Madagascar vanilla bean,
Hold on.
whatever.
Is this nationwide? Because I'll be there tomorrow.
And it's not nationwide. This shit is.
No, but I mean at Krispy Kreme. I wonder if I was because I live right across the street from one.
Yeah,
I'm a,
you go get yourself a dozen and then chop them all up
oh wait,
and
you
make
made the bread
bread pudding
pudding,
out of them.
or
Huh?
you made the bread pudding?
No, I didn't make it.
Did they make it?
The restaurant made it. Yes, I took it
Krispy
home.
Krispy Kreme made the bread pudding out of their donuts.
No, Krispy Kreme did not make the bread pudding. The restaurant
Some
made the
oh,
out
and
of
the rest.
Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh, that
You
can't be
might
bad.
you
That can't.
you
I just gained 20 pounds. You're not
yeah
gonna be able
yeah
when I get done with
yeah
this. You're not gonna be able to see Shrek's head anymore.
yeah. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Hold on, I gotta fart.
Um, That's a
Oh,
wrap for the
fun.
Dynasty Dicks, where the takes stay hot, the trades stay reckless, and the dicks stay talking Dynasty. Next episode, we're going to be talking more about some teams that we're going to be talking about more film and analysis, and we're going to try to offend some more listeners. We got some leagues open up. Me and John ourselves are going to be open up a trifecta, a quadruple factor,
Yeah,
whatever you
is that a superfecta when you get four?
superfecta.
Yeah.
Wait a minute,
Ooh.
what's it called with
The trifecta is three. I think a superfecta is four.
trifecta? No,
I think
what's the other way? I'm talking about like horse racing. We got the
yeah, I think
trifecta, the
that's
quinella. We're gonna box it though. We're gonna box it. It's boxed.
Wait, is this a defense against the Lakers? Box and one or whatever, triangle and two or whatever it's called. Hold on, now you make me want to go. What's after trifecta? Superfecta.
Quinella. Exotica. The quinella. Quinella boxed.
Quinella, but there aren't five. Quinella meeting. What's this? Parimutuel bet, most common in horse racing, where the bettor selects two participants to finish in first and second place in any order. That's only two. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the quinella, baby. That's the one. Fuck the trifecta. That's too hard. Let me get the quinella.
Yeah. No, the trifecta's got to be 1, 2, 3, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And the superfecta. So we got to figure out what is a. So it would be like a super. What's it called? I think that's what we named the league. Actually, what's it called when you hear voices? That's what it says. That's funny. When you bet.
You're schizophrenic.
4 horses to win in any order.
Hello?
Doesn't like this.
Hello.
What? Oh, you're right. Box. Superfecta box or box superfecta. That's what we call it. I like that. That'd be
The
great
box.
for the league. Superfecta box because there's 4 leagues, 4 sports.
Superfecta box.
I fucking love
And
that.
as always, before we go, remember to let every one of your league mates know how much better of a person you are.
Oh, not a better manager, just a better person.
Till next time, Dynasty Dicks out.
You're awesome, man.